Hello everyone and welcome to another video. Now last week we took a look back at GTA 5 on the PlayStation 3, a legendary game that really pushes Sony's 7th gen console to its limits. Today we're taking a trip even further back to 2008's Liberty City with GTA 4. It's a game we've covered countless times on PC, but I'd argue that despite their clear performance problems, the console versions are superior in terms of visuals. Bear with me. Unfortunately, my copy, which cost me a whopping £5 didn't come with a map or Liberty City guidebook. This is just the base game too. The complete edition with the base game and 2 excellent DLCs is the most expensive on the used market, but the 2 DLCs can be found separately as the episodes from Liberty City physical disc, which costs about a tenner. Now when I first completed GTA 4 I did so on the Xbox 360 years ago. I've only had brief gameplay sessions with the PlayStation 3 release, and when you look up the PlayStation 3 release there are loads of posts saying how blurry and ugly it looks, how noticeably worse it is than the Xbox 360 version, but actually having played both versions over the last couple of days, my PlayStation 3 it's turned into a jet engine. I've never heard that before with any other game. Wow, that is the loudest I've ever heard that. Okay, I'm going to take the hint. I'm going to repaste my PlayStation 3. That is way too loud. I'm pretty sure it shouldn't be this loud. I'm going to repaste it right now. It wasn't this loud in GTA 5, but I guess GTA 4 is more demanding for it. Now I bought the fat PS3 because I just love the way it looks. It's the version I had back in the day. I actually had the PS2 compatible version, which is worth quite a bit on the used market now, but I recently purchased another 40 gig console, and I have to say that despite its age, it's really clean inside. There's barely any dust, but the thermal paste is, as expected, quite dry, hence the fan volume problems, but a quick replacement and this should be good to go. I can't believe how little dust there is in here. I don't think this was used much by its previous owner. Let's get into what I was talking about at the start regarding the visual presentation. The PS3 version runs at 1152 by 640 with a maximum of 30 frames per second, though it'll sit way under that most of the time. It'll run worse than GTA 5. The lowest I saw over the last couple of days after analysing the footage and running the FPS counter with TR drop was something like 15. The image is also quite soft, especially looking at background details, but it's not as bad as I was anticipating after reading a load of forum posts. But that could be down to the perks of a modern display. For those interested, I'm using a 4K TCL C805K, a 50-inch mini LED TV. From a clarity perspective, on this modern set and compared to the 360 version, it isn't as sharp, that's for sure, but it's not like a night and day difference, at least to my eyes. It does look warmer though. There's a sort of less clinical and more comforting aspect to this version. Maybe like me, you're old enough to remember pre-LED sodium streetlights and the orange hue they gave off. That's what we get here. It's something you'll notice more or less depending on the time of day in-game. Visuals always come down to personal preference, but I just really like how this version looks, especially compared to PC for example, which omitted certain visual aspects entirely, though community mods like Fusion Fix aim to restore these. It's also worth noting that with the disc-based PS3 release, we have the original soundtrack fully intact. I'm well aware that all of these things will simply not make up for the performance of the game itself for some people, especially new players where the rose, or in this case orange tinted lens of nostalgia, holds no relevance. So here we are in the Annihilator helicopter. Now, as you may have guessed, I have decided to enable a couple of cheats here. I was really early on in the game and I just thought we'd have a little fly around. I love this area here. I think that globe was something to do with like a World's Fair in 1964 or something for New York City. I love all the details in the game that are based on the real city, of course, that may not be there anymore. I think that is, but I saw another video a while ago that just said this is such a good representation of a time that no longer exists in terms of the references and the technology. Oh dear, I've lost my helicopter blades, that's no good. Right, here we go. As you can see, the frame rate now looking at around 20 frames per second, no higher than 25 in this area. Oh dear, let's just, oh sorry, my passenger has just gone flying out of the door as well. Well, I say my passenger, but they weren't really, they were just a passenger that I found with the car. Yeah, so we can see the frame rate now. Less than 20 frames per second. The more that happens on screen, well, the more that frame rate is going to dip. And as you can see, things are heating up in terms of pure chaos now. I should think I'm going to get wiped out any second. Yeah, any second now. So this is what I was talking about, that lovely orange hue that we see with the PS3 version that may not be as prominent in other versions here. Sorry pal, that hot dog was terrible. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. I feel really bad for him now, that hot dog seller that's just been standing there innocently since 2008. There's not much going on screen now. As we can see, that frame rate is picking up, but it will still rarely hit 30 frames per second, which I said at the start, I don't mind, I'm used to it. I used to play this so much on the 360 back in the day, and it doesn't really matter what you are doing or where you are on the map. If you are used to at least 30 FPS, then unfortunately you're not really going to get it here. But I never used to be bothered about that sort of thing in the day. I'm still not, to be fair. I think GTA 4 is one of those games that I will happily look past the frame rate even to replay today. There are some first person games out there where that may be harder to do. A couple of the last Far Cry games on 7th generation consoles come to mind, but I think third person is certainly easier to deal with at less than 30 FPS. Alright, so I've stolen a bus now. As we can see, I'm about to drive it through the middle of the park with less than 20 frames per second now. It's dipping every inch closer we get to the centre of the park. The frame rate seems to get lower and lower. I've led the police. Oh my goodness, and now I've crashed into a tree. Right, so we're looking at about 16, 17 FPS. You don't need a high frame rate to have fun. And I think maybe that's perhaps something that a lot of people might forget these days. But you have to remember as well that this is a game of its time, doing the best on the hardware that was available, of course. Alright, I don't think we're going much further than this. That cop's just gone flying over the wall and I'm dead. Right, so let's finalise with a few explosions, which still look really good. GTA always has the best explosions. I remember even San Andreas, the explosions looked so good at the time, and here I think they still hold up really well. I think the sort of orange glow as well really helps with that, as we can see here. Let's just wipe that car out as well. Yeah, I love the way the bits of car just go flying like hundreds of meters across the sky. It's really taking a toll on performance, but boy does it look good. Yeah, so that's GTA 4 on PS3, everyone. I do hope to incorporate a few more console videos into the content on this channel, especially as the PC market is a bit of a mess at the moment, especially for lower end hardware and stuff. And I'm just having fun revisiting some of these classic titles, and I do hope you enjoy watching them. I don't want to overdo it, but let me know what you'd like to see next, and hopefully I'll be back with another PC hardware video in the next one. So thank you as always for watching today, and hopefully I'll see you all in the next video.